Let's go. Let's go. UFC 292 pay-per-view weekend for the boys. Let's get after it. We're running through picks and predictions, every single fight in the card, from the prelims through the main card, from the bottom to the top. Let's get after it. We got Suga Sean in the main event coming out against Aljamain Sterling. Gonna be a real people pleaser. All right, first fight of the card, we got the tough finale coming out at 155 pounds. Kurt Hollabaugh coming out against Austin Hubbard. I love Austin Hubbard in this matchup. I think Austin Hubbard he's UFC caliber. He's just like not that crazy killer. And I just don't think Kurt Hollabaugh is a UFC caliber fighter anymore. He's just really aged. You can kind of see it just watching Tough. So I think all goes well, all goes normally. Austin Hubbard should win this fight. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets a knockout. What do you got, Dano?
I'm with you. I'm all over Hubbard in this one. Watching the season, we saw that Hollabaugh is good in the pocket. He's good with his hooks. But I think Hubbard's going to stay at range. We saw him and Roosevelt Roberts have that, kind of sparring match in the season of Tough, where they're just staying at a distance, throwing 1-2s down the middle. And what Hubbard has that I really like is he has takedowns. He does have some ground game that will be able to stall out some minutes, which I think will end up in a Hubbard decision.
Facts. What do you got, Goose?
I like that pick. Hubbard decision is what I'm going to go with. I think that he's just more technical. Hollabaugh comes in there. We saw in his fight against Jason Knight, he really throws technique to the wind. All right, he's trying to land big shots. He definitely has a danger factor here, but 0-5 or 0-6 in the UFC, I think he's just not that next tier caliber. And Hubbard is, but Hollabaugh's tough, and I see him last in all 3 rounds in there. Should be pretty close at the beginning with Hubbard eventually getting the wrestling going, and I see a lot of control time in this one for Hubbard. So I'm going to go decision win for the boy.
You got front kick.
No, I'm on the same page as you fellas. Austin Hubbard, younger dude. But yeah, I think he can mix it up well in the fight where Kurt is just gonna have to stand in the pocket like Dano was saying. I think that's gonna be his way of having his most successes in the pocket where, like I said, Austin will be able to mix it up. Give me Austin decision just like you boys. Let's go.
All right, let's get it moving to the next one. We got a female boot. This is a flyweight scrap. The gal herself, Geeks chat alum, Marina Morose, 11-4, coming out against Corinne Silva, 16-4. Little firecracker matchup right here. These are 2 fucking ferocious girls, and they both love their jiu-jitsu. So kind of excited to see this on the mats. Really don't have a clue who's going to win this one. I'll take Marina. She needs a win. What do you got, Goose?
See, this one pretty close stylistically. The biggest difference in skills here, I think, is going to be Marina Morose's wrestling, because Corinne Silva, she's pretty good on the feet, not the best cardio, and good jiu-jitsu. I think that Marina Morose will make it close in the first round, find her entries, and really get the grappling going. That's going to be the path for her here. All right, you got to avoid the arm bars, some of the jiu-jitsu, but I think Morose is at that level where she'll be able to kind of drown it out, take her to deep waters, and get that ground and pound going. I see Marina Morose decision, but with those fans and Silva's gas tank, I could see her coming on late and getting a maybe like a round 3 TKO, but I'm going to play it safe, go Morose decision in this one.
What do you got, front kick?
This one's tough. I would love Marina to get the dub, come out victorious. My heart's going with Morose, but Karine, she hit me a ticket earlier this summer with a sub, and she's just dangerous. She's dangerous, so I'm going to ride with Karine Silva for a sub again. I'm going to go for the sub. I think Marina, there's just going to be an exchange where they get to the ground, and she's slick with it, and she's just going to grab it. Yep, give me that.
What do you got, Dano?
I'm going to ride with Marina as well. I'm going to take the under on this one. Like Fish was saying, Silva's got finishing potential. We know Marina's got finishing potential. I like the under in this one. Packed crowd. adrenaline's pumping.
I like that. That's a sneaky play. Let's move into the next one. We got another female boot at flyweight. Andrea Lee, 13-7, coming out against Natalia Silva, 15-5-1. Natalia Silva might be the most promising female prospect coming up in the UFC right now. And that's not an exaggeration. Definitely made some big noise in her debut against, I believe it was Jasmine, who's also a Geeks Chat alum. And she's good, man. This chick is really good. She's got some really high-level stand-up. And so does Andrea Lee. So I'm excited for this one as well. I think that, for two female bouts to get us rolling here in Boston, they're going to be competitive fights. So give me Natalia Silva. I'm going to ride the hype train here. I think she'll win the decision probably. What do you got, Dano?
I'm with you. Give me the prospect. Give me the one who's shown a lot of potential. She's shown a lot of skill. And so far, it's kind of like I'm going to pick her until she shows me a reason not to. So I'm fully on the bandwagon.
What do you got, front kick?
Yeah, we have a younger lady in Natalia versus Andrea. Give me Natalia. She's younger, she's dangerous. She's got a good striking defense. She's got a great takedown defense. I like her. I'm hyped to see this fight. Let's go.
What do you got, Goose?
Broom's out. It's a sweep. I think that Silva, if she's able to stop Jasmine Jasudavicius's wrestling, I think she'll be able to stop Andrea Lee's here. Andrea Lee's got a little bit of length, but she doesn't use it the best, to be honest. And I just think Natalia Silva is going to be a much better striker. Probably decision, but I could see her piecing her up. Andrea Lee's been taking damage these last few fights. So I'm gonna pick Silva TKO, maybe round 2.
I was literally about to say, give me KO round 2 on that. Juice
All
it
right,
up.
Let's go.
Well, when you spinning wheel kick someone in the throat for a knockout in your last time out, yeah, I can see it. All right, let's move into this next one. We got a 185-pound scrap. GM3, the vet, the man, 35-16, coming out against Andre Petrosky, 9-1. Interesting. Big test. I'm taking GM3 here. You got to have a certain level of stand-up to beat GM3. And I don't think that you can really rely on that heavy wrestling. I mean, I know Andre has crazy good jiu-jitsu, but we're talking about GM3 here. I mean, that's a lot of opportunity. So Andre probably should win, but I just don't think he's gonna. I think GM3 is gonna snatch something up here. I think there's too much time on the ground. So give me GM3 sub. Should be some good underdog value there. What do you got, Dano?
I'm all over Petrosky in this fight. I just feel like Mearshart is no threat on the feet, even though we did see him knock down Bruno Silva in round 3, snatched a sub up. I just feel like Petrosky right now in his game is too good everywhere. I feel like he's not great. Like you said, he's not great in the striking. He's not crazy good in the jiu-jitsu, even though he has been competing in jiu-jitsu tournaments. Love to see that. But I just think he's going to be too big, too powerful for GM3. I could even see him ragdolling GM3 a little bit, takedown after takedown after takedown, stalling it out a little bit. I like the round 3 or decision prop for Petrosky, but this will be a scrap.
Yeah, Petrosky's definitely been getting a lot better through his progression. What do you got, Goose?
I think Petrosky, all right, especially early. Part of me was kind of like, oh, if he doesn't get him out of there early, GM3 like a late sub, but keeping it a buck, Jocko out wrestled him. I don't think that Petrosky and Jocko are even close in terms of grappling ability. And to be honest, I kind of at this point in GM3's career, because we have been seeing a little bit of a downfall recently. I think that Petrosky goes out there, bullies him, especially in the grappling, and gets a sub off in this one. I think he's going to go out there and try and prove a point. So Petrosky sub. I think it's going to be early, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, this could definitely be just one-way traffic. What do you got, front kick?
I got Petrosky KO. Yeah, I don't think Andre's gonna want any smoke on the ground. Oh well, jiu-jitsu wise, I think he could get a KO ground and pound wise. But yeah, I mean, I think this is a weird matchup for Mearshart. He's just getting someone that's not, I wouldn't say evenly matched, but just a younger dude who's just in his prime coming up, and GM3 is on the way out almost. But yeah, Petrosky KO.
All right.
Quick turnaround too. We saw him get KO'd in Miami his last time out. That's coming up on 4 months now.
Yeah, that's facts. All right, we're moving to the next one. We got Gregory RoboCop Rodriguez, 13-5, coming out against Dennis Talulin, 11-7. This is a 185-pound scrap. I'm gonna take Gregory Rodriguez, and I will openly say I have zero confidence in this pick because Gregory Rodriguez, every time this guy gets on some kind of roll, he gets flatlined. And I'm not sure if it's something to do with his age or just like his body composition, but this dude gets turned off. And it only takes one. So Dennis throws heat. Let's just hope none of that heat connects in the wrong kind of fashion, because Gregory Rodriguez probably wins big majority of this fight, if not gets a finish late. But super sus chin. What do you got, front kick?
Yeah, this is one of those where the Gregory Rodriguez is at minus 355 on DraftKings right now, and that is way too sus for me. Like you were saying, give me Dennis KO in like round 2. I see it going down.
Because why not? What do you got, Dano?
I'm on the other side. For some reason, I'm trusting Gregory Rodriguez in this one. And I feel like for me, I feel like he has a good chin. But CEO, like you were saying, he does get flatlined. So it's not like we're going to see Rodriguez stumbling around the octagon. It's kind of those instances where his switch gets turned off. He goes down, one shot, walk off KO. I feel like that's not going to happen in this one just because Dennis likes to throw rounding shots, hooks, uppercuts, overhands. Whereas we saw was it Bruno Ferreira that knocked him out in Brazil?
Yep.
Right?
Yep,
Bruno just threw it two right down the middle. Straight shot, caught him, switch off. I just don't see that from Talulin. I feel like RoboCop's gonna have a really well-rounded game plan. He does have good jiu-jitsu. He can get the fights to the ground if he wants. So give me RoboCop. I don't love the price, but I am gonna back him in this one.
RoboCop 31 years old, Dennis 35. RoboCop with a two-inch height advantage. What do you got, Goose?
I mean, yeah, no confidence, especially after like he was like just dominating that first round. Maybe Ferrero does have the death touch, but it's hard to pick him after seeing him get put out one shot like that. I don't think Talulin is kind of that one shot guy though. I think it's more of flurries and like TKOs for him. But I think that he's gonna have a big advantage on the ground. I'm gonna take a shot, maybe RoboCop sub here, Gregory Rodriguez. I think he is like minus 335, but that sub line I saw was like plus 270. Sprinkle a little on there. That's gonna be the play for me.
Hey, maybe he kind of figures out that, standing up against all these guys that he's got clear advantage over probably isn't the smartest for his duration. Let's get into this next one. This is the prelim headliner. The return of Chris Weidman, 15-6, coming out against Brad Tavares, 19-8. Taking Brad Tavares here. It's been too long. I need to see it, Chris. I need to see it, buddy. I know Tavares hasn't had the best times out, but Tavares, you know what you're getting. Definitely a guy that's not spent. Definitely a guy that still's got some juice in the tank and still delivers some pretty damaging blows. I mean, whether it's the kicks and the punch, I mean, the guy just has a good wide arsenal of attacks that are still, can do some damage. Chris Weidman, on the other hand, I think a lot of his arsenal has kind of degraded, and his strong suit, wrestling, is definitely degraded significantly. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to see Chris Weidman eat shots and get takedowns for the full 15-minute duration here. I'm taking Brad Tavares inside the distance. Unfortunately, I'd love to see it the other way, but Brad Tavares, ITD. What do you got, Dano?
I'm all over Brad Tavares in this one. I think he is a dog. And for me, I just feel like Chris Weidman's going to come out a little slow. You know, he's obviously coming off the leg break. He's coming back into a packed arena off 2+ years off. If ring rust is a real thing, I believe it will have an effect on Chris Weidman here. And Tavares is one of those guys where he has crazy takedown defense. He's got even a crazy chin, even this late in his career. We saw he went to decision with Dricus. That's aging pretty well. I just feel like if Weidman starts out slow, which I think he will, Tavares is going to be able to pick him apart at range, stuff some takedowns, and just get ahead of him in this fight to where he will win a decision, if not finish him, like you said, CEO. But I just feel like Tavares will be one step ahead in this one.
Yeah. What do you got, Front Kick?
Give me Brad. I think he's hungry. He just only 4 months ago got KO'd by homie damn Bruno Silva. But yeah, give me Brad. Give me Brad. I'd love to see Chris Weidman have a good fight. This could be a scrap, but I see Brad finishing Chris probably later in the fight.
What do you got, Goose?
Sweep. We're going Tavares here. Chris Weidman said he's gonna run across the cage and kick as hard as he can first thing. Maybe TKO leg kick or leg check. Just kidding. But I do think that Tavares, I mean, that takedown defense is phenomenal. I don't see Weidman getting it to the ground. And if this is stuck on the feet, hats off to you if you win that one. But I think that Brad Tavares is gonna win this fight. I don't know decision or TKO, but Tavares is gonna be the play for me.
Hell yeah. All right, moving into this main card. We've only got 4 fights finalized here. We'll start off with this one. We got Marlon Vera, Cheeto Vera, 22-8-1, coming out against Pedro Munoz, 20-7. Haven't seen Pedro in a while. Cheeto coming off that pretty bad L to Corey, where he kind of got exposed on the wrestling side of things. This is going to be super interesting. It's going to be kind of another Dom Cruz Cheeto kind of fight where, you know, Cheeto's going to be chasing, you know, like he just kind of likes to plot forward. He kind of likes to break down his opponents. That's where I'm getting nervous in this because it is only 3 rounds. So not too much time to kind of catch the rabbit here. That's going to be Pedro kind of kicking and moving. So, you know, I'm thinking Vera's going to have to really land some significant shots in this fight. So I'll take him to get a finish in like round 3. But I could definitely see this being a very close fight when it comes down to the scorecards. I could see Cheeto winning the 3rd round. I could see Pedro winning the 1st round. 2nd round's going to be tough. But I'm going to take Cheeto to get it done in the 3rd round, maybe knowing he needs a finish. What do you got, Front Kick?
One of those fights where it's like, I want Cheeto to win, and yeah, Pedro's Pedro. I would love to see Cheeto get the dub here. I just think Pedro, it's gonna just like you said, it's the classic thing. Pedro's gonna put up he's gonna be kicking a lot, he's gonna be moving a lot and putting up some numbers, and Cheeto's just gonna need to crack him. Sad to say, I'm gonna ride with Pedro decision, bruh. I'm gonna be that dude. He's a dog price. It's gonna be juicy.
It makes sense. What do you got, Goose?
This fight is kind of like the Spider-Man meme where both are pointing at each other because they're like the same fighter. Cheeto's a little bigger, Pedro's probably a little quicker, but Pedro's gonna probably win round 1, Cheeto's gonna win round 3, like you said. I think round 2 is gonna be close. I don't see either guy finishing each other. They got granite chins, pretty powerful strikings. They're not overly volume punchers. Good jiu-jitsu, no wrestling here. So I don't see this fight really going to the ground. Honestly, if it's a close fight, the way these judges are going, I think the UFC is probably going to try and get Cheeto the nod here, to be honest. He's got some bigger fights in the future if he wins this one. So I'm going to go Cheeto by decision here in what's going to be a pretty close fight that everyone's kind of like, I don't know who won that at the end.
Facts. What do you got, Dano?
I'm on Cheeto, and I'm just looking at his opponent in this one, Pedro Munoz. He's kind of that shorter, He's not too stocky, but he's not long and lanky like a Sandhagen, like a Cruz. He's going back to like the Frankie Edgar type build, the you know, Rob Font in the sense of just an orthodox striker with kind of just basic techniques. Sandhagen we know is wacky. Dom Cruz is wacky. He gave Cheeto some hard times, but Cheeto's finally getting orthodox guy that will stand in front of him, not do too much crazy stuff and just throw regular punches and kicks. I think Cheeto will have a good game plan in this one, and I think he will come out on top.
Let's go. All right, moving into this next one. We got Ian Machado Gary, 12-0, coming out against Neil Magny. So late replacement fight. I'm taking Ian Gary to pass the test. I think Ian Gary's going to put Neil Magny away in this fight. I'm taking Ian Gary by knockout. Yeah, this is going to be his coming out party. What do you got, Dano?
Give me Ian Gary knockout, and I think it's going to be as easy as that.
Yep, front kick. What do you got?
Jeff Neal. No, I love Jeff Neal, bro. I was waiting for him to splatter that fucking Irish boy. But nah, dude, Ian Gary, I think he comes out and gets the dub. But nah, I'm not taking that price. Probably just, I might go juice it up and ride with the over if it's plus money. I might go with the over once it comes out.
Interesting. What do you got, Goose?
I'm gonna say Ian Gary KO. Just Neil Magny being on such short notice really kind of kills the whole cardio push that would make this fight very interesting. I think that he's just kind of going to be a little bit off in there, not as ready as he could be. And I see Ian Gary putting him away early. But on record, I hope Neil Magny wins, but I don't think he will.
On the record, I don't like this guy. All right, let's get into this co-main event here. We got Zhang Weili. This is a strawweight title fight. She's 23-3, coming out against Amanda Lamos, who's 13-2-1. And I'm gonna take Zhang Weili to absolutely murder this girl. I don't think this is a close fight at all. I think that Amanda Lamos is going to be met with a wall of wrestling she's never seen before in her life. And Zhang Weili probably is going to get a sub off in this fight in the first round. So if that doesn't happen, she'll probably get ground and pound in the first round. And if that doesn't happen, either of those things will happen in the second round. So give me Zhang Weili in 1 or 2 inside the... I can't even say how she's going to do it. Probably sub, but I mean, dude, she's going to be on top of this girl. What do you got, Dano?
I'm taking Zhang Weili inside the distance, same as you, and I think she is going to smoke Lemos. I think it's strong enough to even be a parlay piece. Parlays are always good with those fighter and outcome. I think Weili inside is a lock.
Fair enough. Goosey, what do you got, bro? Stop yawning, dude. Come on, man.
Sorry. I'm
fight.
excited though. Just getting warmed up, especially for this main event. But co-main, Weili Zhang. I'm in my head, I'm picturing a third round TKO just because I know Lamos doesn't have the gas tank like that. But round 2 could be an option. I think round 1's actually going to be pretty competitive. Lamos does kind of come out and throw on the feet a little bit. And I think that Weili will have to be a little cautious early, but get those punches going, get that guard up. The wrestling will start to take over and really tire out Lamos here. Round 2 or round 3 TKO for Weili Zhang.
Yeah, I could just see Lamos like sweaty bangs. Like, what do you got, front kick?
Weili KOs at plus 110 right now. If you want to dabble, you can go round 2 or 3. But yes, sir. Let's go. Weili picking up 300-pound Ngannou. Let's go.
All right, we're moving to the main event here. UFC 292, Aljamain Sterling, 23-3. This is for the bantamweight title fight against Sugar Sean O'Malley, who's 16-1. This is going to be an absolute banger. Styles make matchups. This is a grappler versus a striker. So pretty much we're going to see if Sean O'Malley can stay on his feet here. If he can stay on his feet, it's going to be a great night for him. If he can get up off of the ground, it's probably going to be a great night for him. But unfortunately, we got Aljamain Sterling, who's debatably the best bantamweight of all time and debatably one of the best grapplers in the UFC right now. Not to mention, he just out-wrestled Henry Cejudo, who is a Olympic champion gold medalist. So I'm going to take Aljamain Sterling to get this fight to the mat and get a submission off. I just think that in this matchup, it's a little different than a lot of other striker versus grapplers, whereas Sean O'Malley could, maybe like stay down and play safe and do these types of things. And, okay, I'll just burn this round out. But Aljamain Sterling doesn't really allow opponents to stall on the mat. It's not really their pace. He advances and he gets off ground and pound and he gets off submission. So I think that if the fight gets to the floor, it could end quickly. And if it doesn't end quickly, then man, Aljo might have a long ass night, because that's kind of how I'm seeing it going. What do you got, Goose? Or actually, no, we'll save your ass for the end. Dano, what do you got?
I am going to ride with Suga Sean by sub. And here's what I'm thinking with this one. I'm thinking a Chael Sonnen Anderson type fight where we saw O'Malley in an interview, I forget who he was with earlier, where he was kind of like, I'm going to try my hardest to the death to not let him touch me, to not let him grab me. If he does get me down, I'm going to survive the round. And he said, kind of just saying like he's going to give that round up, just to not let Aljo get his back, get that backpack going. I feel like if he does get on the ground multiple rounds, he's going to get bored. He's going to start throwing up subs, and I could see Aljo going for a ground and pound, O'Malley hitting that triangle from the bottom, especially later on in the fight when they are tired. I think Aljo's going to be trying to get a finish, especially if he's in that guard. He's going to try and ground and pound him. He's also going to be getting a lot of pressure from those Boston fans, right? Aljo is a New Yorker. He's a Long Island guy, and he's proud to be a New Yorker. This is going to be in Boston, and we all know Boston and New York people hate each other. Aljo's going to have a long week, tough week, and if he makes a mistake, I feel like O'Malley's going to capitalize on it. So give me O'Malley sub for a super long shot.
That's crazy. What do you got, Front Kick?
That O'Malley subs at plus 2,200 right now. That'd be insane. I'm a ride Sean knock out. But,
Whoa.
yeah.
Did not expect that. Did not expect that.
Happening right
Dude,
now.
This happened within the last week. This whole time since the beginning of the summer, I'm like, Aljo decision, just making it make sense, and then I feel like he's just gonna get cracked. He's gonna get cracked. Like this isn't Cejudo. This is a 6+ foot dude. Like he's gonna get cracked, I think, bro. Like for real. This isn't Cejudo, like a little guy. Like this is a taller, lanky dude that's got some pop in his shit. And he's like, Cejudo is more comfortable being on the ground and, oh, I'm a wrestler, whatever. Like Sean said, I'm not trying to get touched. Like I'm keeping this dude away from me. And he's long, he's got kicks. I'm seeing it happen. I'm seeing it.
Jesus Christ. Who would have thought we'd be in this position? Fucking down 2-1 and handing the
3-1.
microphone
Down
to
3-1.
Goosey right now.
Down 3-1.
What do we got, bro?
This is not even bias pick. This is genuinely how I'm seeing this. Okay. Suga Sean round 1. And to be honest with you, I can see the one thing. All right. I've been picking Aljo. The one thing that I hate about Aljo is that when he doesn't get the takedown, he just sits there with his head down and just like begging to get kneed. I get why Peter Yan did it, but Peter Yan, look at the stats in their fight. You can argue that his wrestling is better than Aljamain's. Obviously, Aljamain's grappling is better as a whole, but pure wrestling, pure getting guys to the mat, Peter Yan might be better. Okay. So I think O'Malley, honestly, he's going to stuff a takedown or two early. get him on the end of these punches. I think he's gonna crack Aljo. Okay, crack him. And where Aljo just shoots like a dumb takedown and keeps his head there. Sean's long arms. His favorite submission. I know this because I've read there was like the whatever getting to know the fighters. High arm guillotine. He's snatching it up when Aljo's putting his head there, sticking his neck out. I see O'Malley round 1. I don't know if it's going to be sub or if it's going to be knockout, but Aljo, good career at bantamweight. I wish you the best at featherweight. Sugar Sean's taking the belt.
I want to add something. If you remember, that guillotine kind of just made me think of something. If you remember his like submission or his grappling match with I think it was Gomi, where he snatched a guillotine, and what just keeps playing in my mind right now is the clean Ortega top. Volk goes down and Ortega just snatches a guillotine and just mounts him, and for some reason, I could see that happening. Just going along with the sub.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I can see all these things happening, like no doubt. Like Sean O'Malley's just that spectacle. He has all these strikes, so it's easy to see all these different ways for him to win. Let's just see if he can do it. Let's just see if he can put it together. All right. Well, those are the picks. Those are the predictions. What a freaking card we got coming in Boston. So let's get after it. Drop a like, comment, subscribe. Let's go. We out.
Road to 1K subs.
Sugar show.
Road to 1K, baby.